Okay. So in today's class, we are going to learn about wrapper class. Okay. So basically, first we have to understand that what is wrapper class, and then we'll proceed further and we'll see what is the use and all. Okay. So you remember, like initially, I used to ask why Java is a pure object-oriented language or not, right? You guys remember? The Java is a pure object-oriented language or not? So can anyone?
Yeah, it's you said it's a partially
Yes.
object-oriented language. It is not full support for OOPS
Yes.
concept.
Yes. So Java is a partially object-oriented programming language. The reason is we are using a primitive data type, right? Like int, float, sort, right? Long, byte, char. So these are primitive data type, right? So what happened? So when we go further, right? So we'll see that we are having a collections and we are having a null values. So we cannot assign a null value to primitive data type. We cannot use primitive data type into collections. So there is a gap, right? To fill those gap, right? Java introduce wrapper class. Okay. So what exactly do? So it will fill the gap between two categories. Okay. So what it is like a primitive type into object. So let us assume you are having any primitive value, right? Int, float, sort, char, long, boolean, and all anything. So for everything, you are having a wrapper class, a respective wrapper class for that. Okay. So respective wrapper class for that. Okay. So So now you guys are able to understand what is wrapper class. So basically nothing. It used to convert a primitive to into the object. So let assume if you are having int a equal to 5, right? So it's a primitive. So we are we are going to have a respective object type of primitive which is integer. Okay. So if you have integer and you can assign that you will convert that primitive into object with the help of that wrapper class. We'll see further, but right now you just have to remember. So the wrapper class is a bridge between primitive and object types, or it is used to, or it's help us to convert from primitive type to object type. Okay, and they are having other utilities method into those wrapper class which help us to convert from primitive to object to primitive. Okay, and one base to another base. One base to another base means if you are having a Boolean value, you can convert to octal, you have a decimal. So we'll see all this use. Okay, but the major use of the wrapper class is this. The first thing, collection compatibility. So you cannot use primitive data type into collections. So with the help of wrapper class, we are able to use that one. Okay, now auto boxing and unboxing. So we'll also read auto boxing, unboxing. So we'll do boxing, unboxing with the help of wrapper class also. The third point, null value. So let us assume anywhere we are having a variable. So let us assume if I have a variable here, int a equal to 5. So there might be a chances we don't have any value, right? We don't have zero also, no values for this int a. So in that case with primitive we cannot go with null, right? So for that we will have integer a equal to null. Okay. So for null value, there are certain utilities method that we'll see, which you see yesterday I was using is capital, right? Is uppercase from character class, right? So character is a not this character, not a small character, capital character. So C is capital here in wrapper class. So I was using yesterday, I have demonstrated one program, right, where I using is uppercase, right? That method belong to character class. So similarly, we are having a utility methods and all. Okay. Now, how string is immutable, right? Always remember, this is the major question they will always ask you related to wrapper class is always immutable. Okay. Primitive is not immutable. So primitive if you are int a, equal to 10, if you do a plus 1, so it will be pointing to the same a. But in wrapper class, this is not the case. We learned that. Okay. And second is type safety. So just you keep in your mind type safety. When I go to generic, I will explain that point. Okay. So use of wrapper class, collection compatibility, auto boxing, inboxing, null value, utility method, immutability, and type safety. Okay. We can also use wrapper class to convert from primitive data type to object to primitive, and one type to another type. That will say, like if you're having a string value, you want to convert into int, you can do that. Okay. You have to, okay. And then one base to another base means Boolean, Boolean I'm saying, binary to octal, octal to hexadecimal. Okay. Clear? So now you guys may be thinking about, okay, what is till now you only been through the description and definition. So you remember, like we are having a Boolean in primitive data type, byte, char, sort, int, long, float, double, and void. In the similar way, we are having, see what change here. So it's a small, because it's a class, so it will always start with capital Boolean. Byte, they are classes, wrapper classes, character, char, sort, this capital, this is small, integer, this is int, long, capital long, float, double, void, and void. Okay. If you see the representation, it's go like that. So we have an object is super class of all the wrapper class, and then we have character, number, boolean, and void. And then if you come down, inside the number is having byte, sort, integer, long, float, and double. Okay. Okay. So now we'll first learn conversion using wrapper class, and then we'll go to caching in wrapper class. Okay. So what is conversion and all, we'll see. The first point. Okay. So let us assume if we are having a primitive value to primitive to string. Okay. So I am just learning converting a primitive value to a string. Okay. So here we are going to have a byte b1 equal to 12. Okay. So now this is a byte that you guys are very much acquainted. If I have to convert this byte to string, so what I have to do? A string str equal to, you remember, double quotes and plus b1, right? Clear?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so if I have to do the same, let us assume string str2, and then I can have here b1 and like that. So in both the way, it's correct. I can convert to from byte, which is primitive, to string. Okay. Now we see the other way, and then we will see the wrapper way to do that. Okay. So the second way is, let me take one more byte, b2, and then I have 12, right? String, and then we have str3. Okay. Now a string dot, you remember, value of, and when you pass here b2, it will get converted to a string. Okay. This is the one way. Okay. Now we'll see the wrapper class method. Okay. So let us assume you are having a byte b3, which is having value 12. Now I am going to have a string str. Okay. So now I want to convert this byte into a string. So inside of wrapper class, there is a method called toString. So I will go to byte. Byte is a wrapper class which is having a toString method. I will just pass your B3. So in this way, this is with the help of wrapper class method, you convert byte to string. Clear? Clear, right?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Might be you guys are not. Okay. So I will take some example of wrapper class and then we'll proceed further string to primitive. Okay. So as I already discussed, these are the wrapper classes, right? Integer, number, boolean, short, character, byte, long, float, double, right? Okay, let me go down. First, I will create some object of wrapper class and then we'll see. Okay. So this is integer. Mostly you are going to use a equal to 2. This is integer, b equal to new integer. This is both ways correct. Okay. Okay. Now we'll take some example of other like float or double. Let us assume you are having double. Du double d equal to new double. You pass a value, okay, and that value. So like that you can use, okay, and now you can use as well like this d equal to 0.0. Okay, clear? So basically it's nothing. It's not the thing to get confused. The straightforward, you just have to remember that all this respective primitive will have a respective classes. As I mentioned here, boolean will have a boolean, byte will have byte, char will have character, sort will have sort. And now just here we have learned to use the wrapper class. So from primitive type, which is byte, to string. So if you see this example, right? So in this way, we are using a wrapper class. We'll see some more use. Okay, first we are going through all the conversion related use. Then further we'll say more use of wrapper class. Okay. Now let us assume we are having a string and we want to convert to primitive. Okay. So in that case, what will happen? Okay. So there, let us assume you are having a int a, which is primitive, and then you are going to have a string. Let us assume if this is very helpful, you have to remember this. Let us assume someone pass you a value 1, 2, 4 in double quotes. So this is what? This is a string, it's not number, right? String str. So if you have to convert this into primitive data type, so how will do that? Any guess?
Value of you have to convert it to sorry.
We have to convert this into the respective data type in which data type we want. So we want as this one string to primitive. So what is primitive? Int, right?
Okay, convert it to
Int A.
int.
So what I will do? So there is a class called integer, right? This is a wrapper class which have a method called parse int, and then inside that you have to pass this value. So if this value is number, then it will convert this to primitive data type. If here you will have, let us assume you are having has, or you are having something, or you can have this also, right? 999999999, which is beyond the limit of integer. So in these two cases, right? Or let us assume if you are passing something which is not convertible, so in that case you will get not found exception. Oh, sorry, null, not found exception. Okay, clear? Sorry, it's a number format exception. Okay, so in that case you will get number format exception because the number you are passing is not properly formatted. Clear? So what you learn here, if you have any value string which contain a number, if you want to convert to a primitive data type, you can use parseInt which belong to integer wrapper class. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let us assume we are having a primitive. From primitive to wrapper. String, always remember string is a normal class. So with the help of parseInt and this toString, byte ka toString, right? Or integer, have the parseInt method. With help of that we are converting from string to primitive and primitive to string. Clear? Now we are learning primitive to wrapper. So let us assume if you have any primitive value, if you want to convert that primitive value to wrapper, so how will do that? Okay, so let us assume you are having, let us assume you are having int a equal to 10. You want to convert this to wrapper. Okay, so simply we will do that. Integer x equal to new integer, will pass a here. So this is the one way, right? And what is the other way of that? So I have, and there is another way, integer x equal to a. This is because it's a auto boxing, so it's upcasting from, you can do that for integer, right? Okay, and there is method called, there is a method called value of. Okay, always remember this value of method. This is a static method, so it will directly get called by the class name. Why I have not written any parameter before and prior? The reason is all the classes, all the wrapper classes going to have this method. What will change? The thing will change is, see, so public static, okay, this x, okay, and then you have value of y type value. Now here, what is x and what is y? Only these two things will get changed. Other remain, like the method will be common throughout all the wrapper class. Okay. So here, x is a wrapper type and y is corresponding primitive type. So here we'll pass the value. Here we'll have the wrapper class. Okay. So we'll see this into the example. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me share my screen. We'll see some example and then we'll proceed further. Tell J. Okay. My screen is visible to you all?
Your ID is.
Yeah, ID itself. We'll go through some code and then we'll see. Okay. So let's assume I am having a character. So you see here, so it's saying return a character instead representing to a specified character value. So if I pass here 2, right? One second, what is saying? Okay. Okay. What is the return type? So basically it's a new character instance not required. This method should generally use second. Okay. Let's see another one because this one will create a confusion. Okay. So you see here integer is having this 3, right? Value of int, value of string, right? Integer having this 2, value of int y, value of string s. So basically we will see this. Okay. So basically if I pass here any value 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So what we'll get? So what I'm doing? I'm converting this 1, 2, 3 into integer type with the help of value operator, right? Okay. Int a equal to integer dot value of second. Let me pass one.
Abhinav, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
So in line number 9, we are passing some number, right? So instead of just 1, 2, 3, we pass some string, we'll get number format exception. In that case, we'll get that
Yes,
exception.
yes, yes. So if I pass ABC and if you run this, you'll get a number format exception. See here. Sorry. So basically what happened? So you have to pass, it's a string, but it should have some numeric value. Okay. Otherwise you will get a format exception. Okay. Okay. That is the different thing. Okay. Then we'll see some other example. So this is the value of, so all these wrapper classes having value of, so if you see double dot value of, so if you see, so value of is having two implementation, right? If you have any double value, you can pass, it will convert to primitive. A value of, if you having any string value, it will convert to double. So let's assume I have 1, 2, 4, right? And then I have double D, right? So value of all the wrapper classes will have a value of, okay? So let's assume if I have let me take sort, okay? So see, it's having a value of, right, pass one second, let me pass this string value. Okay, so it will convert this to primitive sort. Okay, so value of is clear to you all, right? And basically, okay, so now second, so we're done with the value of. There are other also that we'll see. So value of already seen, two string already we have seen. Okay, then there are, now if you see here, so basically what we are doing, so we are primitive to wrapper. So basically if I write here integer, so we are doing primitive to wrapper and with the help of this method, right? And if you have a respective primitive also, it can assign, because here we are performing auto boxing, inboxing, that we'll see after learning about all this method. Okay, so first we'll take example. There are some more method we have. Okay, one second, let me do one thing. Let's see, character. So let us assume if I pass here double A. Okay, C1. So now this is character, right? So character is a object type. If I have to convert this object to primitive, how I can do that? This is object type. So if character, double, float, int, anything, right? So if any wrapper object you have created a wrapper object. Now you want to convert into the primitive type. So how will do that? So let us assume I have to take a char and C2 equal to C1 dot. There is a method called char value, right? So this one convert this object into primitive. This is object type. This is primitive type. This object is having value A. I want to convert this character type to primitive type. Sorry, character object content to primitive type. So with the help of char value, I am doing that. Similarly, we are having for long value, float value, double value, byte value, short value. So we'll take a long value. Or first we'll take a int value. Okay, so we'll take an integer it equal to new integer, and let us assume if we're having 10, right? So I want to convert this to it dot. We are having char value. Similarly, we are having int value. We'll see here int value. So basically, what this int value will do, it will just convert this to primitive type. You guys are getting it right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Because later on we'll see like something which is related to interview, but right now we have to go through all this method. Okay.
So the
Mostly
value of method will convert the value to
primitive data type.
data type, right? Okay.
So basically what happened, we know right now, we know that okay, we are having a wrapper class which is respective to all the primitive data type. We create the object. So why we need to create the objects? We have also learned that because object we are going to use in collection, it's help to store a null value. There are other uses as well, right? So that is the reason we have wrapper class. Let us assume in certain scenario from wrapper to primitive we want, right? So how we'll do that, right?
Value of is primitive to wrapper, right?
Value.
Value of
No, this is, see, that is fine. That is primitive to wrapper is there, but this is int value, char value.
this is int value is the reverse. Okay.
Okay,
The ob
see, value is not like we can use that, but you can directly use this also. Okay, so we learn
okay.
why it's happening. The reason is it's performing auto boxing in boxing. We'll see after this, or once we go through all this method now, we'll see that. Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
right now you remember this int value, char value. Similarly, all the wrapper class is having that, what we call, uh, that method, right?
Methods,
And
yeah.
that
Int
method has,
value, char value.
yes. So if you go short value, long value, right? Similarly, if you go through all the classes, they all have kind of method which help us to convert their value into the respective primitive data type. Clear?
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now toString and all, you know. So most of the thing like string value of int value, toString, mostly people use only these things. Okay. And double quotes you can directly manipulate. So conversion from, if someone asks you, okay, can you convert from uh, this string to integer, you will do that, right? With the help of these methods and all, right? And this integer is it. If you see, there are other method also that you guys have to explore compared to hash code, byte code, double value. So it's having a double value. Basically what it does, so it will convert this to double value, float value, to convert that to float value. Understand what I'm saying, right? Long value. So this integer is having all this method, double value. Okay, well, if I do double value, what it will do? So whatever value I have, it will convert to double. We'll see here. D is already I'm using. Okay. So it's converting to double. So it's having 10, it will convert to double. If you call int value, it will convert to integer, right? So similarly, if I say it dot byte value, so it will convert to byte. So you will see it doesn't have boolean, right? Boolean value, because integer cannot hold false or true, right? That is the reason we don't have boolean value. Otherwise, we will have boolean also. So we will always have byte value, long value, float value, double value, and short value in all these classes. Okay. And you can use that to convert in their respective data type. Clear to you all, right? Okay, what I'm
Yeah,
doing,
it's clear. Yeah.
what I'm doing is I'm disconnecting now. We'll connect again. Okay, we'll finish it off today. Okay, so it's 2 minutes
Okay.
left. I'm disconnecting again. We'll connect. No issue. Like you guys don't have anything to do, right? Right now, is there any work you have to do?
Will it be another 40 minutes?
It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean less than till 30 minutes. Yeah, after that I have some appointment.
Okay, fine, no issue. So I'm just
Till then,
disconnecting
fine.
right
I
now.
can connect. I can connect. Yeah, for
Yeah.
30 minutes I can connect.
Okay, fine. So let me disconnect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll see that.
Yeah.